Hello everyone. Today we will discuss AC through pure inductance alone. Let us consider the circuit which is shown in the figure A. Here we have considered a coil of self-inductance capital L which is connected to an AC supply as shown in this figure, and let the alternating EMF be represented by the equation small v is equal to Vm sin omega t. Let us represent this equation by equation number 1. Now, due to the flow of alternating current in the circuit, the magnetic flux linked with this circuit changes and an EMF minus L di by dt will be set up in the coil as per Lenz's law. Now, this minus sign indicates that the induced EMF acts in the direction opposite to that of the applied EMF. So, in order to maintain the flow of current, the applied EMF must be equal and opposite to the induced EMF. So, the value of small v should be equal to negative of minus L di by dt. So, this will be equal to L di by dt. So, the value of v will be equal to L times of di by dt. So, this is the relationship between the voltage and current in case of an inductor. Now we have to find the current. So we find from this expression that the value of di will be equal to v by L times of dt. Now if we integrate both the sides of this equation, then we get I is equal to integral of Vm sin omega t by L into dt, which comes out to be Vm by omega L integral of sin omega t dt. Now integration of sin omega t dt is minus cos omega t. Now if we want to write minus cos omega t in terms of sine, then its value will be equal to sin omega t minus pi by 2. So the equation for the current will be I is equal to Vm by omega t into sin omega t minus pi by 2. Let us represent this equation as equation number 2. Now Vm upon omega L is nothing but it is the maximum value of the current, which can be written as Im. So this equation can be written as small I is equal to Im into sin omega t minus pi by 2. Let us call this equation as equation number 3, where this Im is Vm upon omega into L. Now if we compare the equation number 1 and the equation number 3, let us see which is the equation number 1. The equation number 1 is V is equal to Vm sin omega t. So if we compare this equation V is equal to Vm sin omega t with the equation number 3, that is I is equal to Im sin omega t minus pi by 2, we find that the current lags behind the EMF by a phase angle of pi by 2, because we find that in this case the angle is sin omega t minus pi by 2. So this current lags the EMF by an angle of pi by 2. Or in other words, we can say that the alternating EMF leads the alternating current by a phase angle of pi by 2 or 90 degrees, which we have shown in the figure B. So in figure B, we have just plotted the alternating voltage and the alternating current for various values of omega t. The graph is as shown in this figure. This is the graph for the alternating voltage and this is the graph for the alternating current. So from this graph we find that when the voltage small v is 0, then the value of the current is negative maximum. Similarly, when the value of the voltage is maximum at pi by 2 or 90 degrees, then in that case the value of the current is 0. Similarly, when the value of the voltage is again 0 at 180 degree, then the value of the current is maximum. So we find that there is a phase difference of 90 degrees or pi by 2 radians between the voltage and the current in case of purely inductive coil. Similarly, this is the phasor representation. We find that Vm, this is the maximum value of the voltage. So if we draw the projection along the y-axis, then we will get the value of the instantaneous voltage. Similarly, in this case, we find that there is a phase difference of 90 degrees between the voltage and the current, with the current lagging. So the current is lagging behind the voltage by an angle of 90 degrees. And if we take the projection of this on the y-axis, then it will give the value of the instantaneous current. So this is the phasor representation of the voltage in case of purely inductive circuit. So the phasor diagram is shown in the figure 3, and here we find that in case of purely inductive circuit, the phase difference between the alternating voltage and the alternating current is pi by 2 radians, or in terms of degrees it is 90 degrees. That is, there is a phase difference of 90 degrees between the alternating voltage and the alternating current, with the voltage leading the current by a phase angle of pi by 2 radians or 90 degrees. And from the expression of current, we have that this Im, that is the maximum value of the current, is equal to Vm upon omega L, and we can write this as Vm upon XL. Here omega L plays the part of the resistance, because voltage upon resistance is current. So in this equation, omega L plays the part of the resistance. It is called the inductive reactance, and it is represented by capital XL of the coil. So XL is inductive reactance of the coil, and the value of XL is in ohms. That is, the unit of the inductive reactance is ohms, where the value of L is in Henry and the value of omega is in radians per second. So Henry into radian per second is ohms. So the unit of XL is ohms. So volt upon ohm is ampere. Now, so we can write XL is equal to omega into L, and omega is 2 pi f. So this value comes out to be XL is equal to 2 pi f into L. So from this expression we find that the XL depends directly upon the frequency of the voltage. So if the value of frequency is higher, then the value of reactance will also be greater. Similarly, if the value of frequency is low, then the value of the reactance will be low. So this is known as the XL is known as the reactance, and since in this case this is the reactance is due to the inductor, so this is called inductive reactance, and the unit of XL is ohms. So we found in this lecture that in case of purely inductive circuit, if alternating voltage is supplied to the pure inductor, then in that case the alternating current lags behind the voltage by a phase angle of 90 degrees, or in other words we can say that in case of pure inductor, the alternating voltage leads the current by a phase angle of 90 degrees.